Do you want to change your booster packs from looking like this to this? What is up guys, Dominic here from Food Frenzy TCG, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super professional looking booster packs completely at home, either with or without a computer. If you want to check out these packs for yourself, make sure to buy some before I run out, link in the description. If you like content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's try and get to 700 subs before the end of the year. Anyways, let's get into the tutorial. What you'll need: some regular printer paper like this, some cutting tools, either a ruler or a craft knife, a paper cutter, or some scissors. I prefer the paper cutter, but any of these options work. Now this next item is a little unusual, but it makes your packs look millions of times better. This is called a heat sealer, which you can buy on Amazon or at a local craft store. These also go by the name impulse sealers. If you don't have one, just use a glue stick whenever I mention heat sealers. Speaking of glue, you will need a glue stick. This is because the heat sealer does such a good job that the packs become kind of hard to open. You'll need a sheet of tin foil and a Ziploc bag or any thin plastic like this. Next, you will need some drawing materials if you're making the pack by hand, or if you're making it digitally using a computer. You'll need a printer and some way of making your image digitally, and then some trading cards, which of course you'll need to put inside your pack. Before we get into step 1, if you want to see a complete tutorial on making hollow foil cards like these ones, make sure to get this video to 50 likes. So for step 1, we're going to figure out what the size we want our packs to be. And the first way we're going to do that is by measuring our trading cards. Now, if you're using a traditional trading card, which is slightly shorter than Food Frenzy TCG cards, you would measure as 2.5 inches across and 3.5 inches tall. So you'll take those dimensions and you're going to go on either Google Slides or any program, or of course you can do this by hand too with just a pen and a pencil. So in Google Slides, we're going to change the layout to A4 or whatever size your paper your printer prints on. A4 measures roughly 8.3 by 11.7 inches. Now you're going to add in a shape and change it to 2.5 by 3.5, but with a little room, so maybe more like 2.6 by 3.6 inches. Next, you're going to duplicate that shape and change the width to about 2/3 of the original one, so more like 1.7 by 2.6. Move it to the side of the first box and do the same on the other side. You should end up with a shape like this. Do note that because the width of the cards in the pack, try not to have any important information near the lines. Now, using these borders, you can add your image or draw on your information if you're following along on paper. Try and fit as much as you can on one sheet, leaving some room for margins, of course. The same goes for if you're hand drawing the pack, and then you're going to want to go and print this off. If you're doing this on paper, I would suggest photocopying your design instead of making a new one each time, because you can just do one design and keep printing it off and not have to redraw packs every time you want to make a new pack. You can just make infinite ones with the same design. I would still recommend doing it digitally though, and there we go. You now have your own pack designs. Again, you're just gonna need to print this off. You're going to need to grab your paper cutter or whatever you're using to cut your packs and cut around each design. Once it's fully cut out, you can set it aside for now. You're going to need to grab a decent sized piece of tinfoil or aluminum and your plastic bag. Using scissors, cut through the edges of your plastic bag like this. Then, depending on the size of your plastic bag, cut it through the middle. Now, apply glue to one entire side of the bag. Grab your foil and firmly press it onto the plastic bag. I like to use the cap for this. Next, turn it over and trim it so that one side is the bag and the other is aluminum. Grabbing your pack design, apply glue to the white side and place it roughly in the middle of the foil side of your previously made material. Press it down, making sure you get all the corners. Next, about 3/4 of an inch from the design, trim the pack. These will be the parts that we seal. Now grab the cards that will go in these packs. The packs I make for Food Frenzy include 15 cards. I'm actually going to stuff this pack with a ton of rare cards, making the first ever loaded pack. This pack will be added for no extra cost to a random order made within the first week this is released. Make sure to enter this giveaway by buying some link in the description. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Flipping over the pack, put the cards roughly in the middle. Then fold in the two sides, trying to get the cards as tight as possible to avoid air bubbles, enough to form a crease. Then, this part is a little bit tricky. Fold the two overlapping sides towards each other like so. Try and get them to perfectly line up as best you can. Then apply glue to either side. Fold it towards one side and firmly seal it. Now grab your heat sealer or glue again and seal both sides like so. You could do some fancy things like adding a little rivet to tear open your packs from, or crimping the sides, whatever you feel looks best. Food Frenzy TCG, 15 cards included, nutrition facts, $2.50 per serving. Now a significant source of vitamin D, calcium, potatoes, beetroots, diamond or Jerry see more spray adhesive, pencil, concrete bricks, and waterproof watches. 130 cards to collect, Dominate Games, Food Frenzy TCG. I'd like to shout out JE332778 and KKSCSIN_403 for buying some Food Frenzy products since the last video. If you want a shout out for yourself or your TCG, make sure to get your hands on some cards linked in the description.